You've probably heard of the term toxic masculinity, but now there's filmmaker James Cameron, the Hollywood director. He's the latest to call testosterone toxic. It's making a comeback, I guess, according to James Cameron. He made the comment in a recent interview with the Hollywood Reporter saying, quote, "A lot of things I did earlier I wouldn't do career-wise, and just risks that you take as a wild testosterone-poisoned young man." Testosterone poisoned. Wow. And that he always thinks of it as a toxin and that you have to slowly work it out of your system. So I guess we wouldn't have Terminator if James Cameron could do it all over again. Yeah. Joining us to talk about this, Chrissy Clark, a reporter for the Daily Caller. She's also a NEWSMAX contributor. Hey, Chrissy, how's it going?
Hi, Chrissy.
Hey, guys, how are you?
Well, certainly there can be female movie directors and, you know, women can do almost anything. But there's this graphic going around on the internet. Maybe you guys have seen it when it talks about like oil rig workers and firefighters and certain professions that are still dominated by men. And I don't know, ladies, would you like to work on an oil rig? And, you know, have you seen that video?
I haven't seen it. It's not my first choice. I'd rather direct movies. I mean,
the point is that, you know, there are differences between men and women, and some jobs are better for men. Not that women can't do them. But Chrissy, what do you think about this James Cameron toxic masculinity take?
My first thought is, if masculinity and testosterone is so toxic, then why are the Hollywood elites pushing testosterone on young women who believe that they're men when they're actually biological women? Ooh. That was my first response when I saw all of this. This is so hypocritical, so wildly hypocritical. Simultaneously, I think Bianca made a great point earlier that it's ironic that no one's really talked about James Cameron until all of a sudden he has a new movie coming out and he knows what will rile up the attention of the mainstream media and conservative press alike, and he wants to get some coverage on a movie and a name that hasn't been talked about in a long time.
So let's workshop this, right? Is there like some Hollywood publicist like, James, this is what you need to do?
Yes,
we got the new Avatar movie, The Way of the Water. We already had this, you know, hugely successful other Avatar movie, and you have a Disney theme park with all these rides. But what can we say that actually is going to get people's attention? Maybe it's something like this.
Yeah, I think it goes exactly like that, and the media will just run with it. And he has profited so much off of, you know, testosterone-rich movies, and there's nothing wrong with that. How much of this, too, is just that people want to disagree that there's just two genders? So now it's like the type of conversation is
even in his original Avatar movie. I don't know what species of being these avatars are.
How do they identify?
That was clearly a father teaching a child to shoot an arrow. Is that an example of toxic masculinity? I mean, that's like healthy. That's what we should be.
Testosterone poisoned young avatars. Maybe it should have said.
Fake thing.
You're
How
so
far
right.
down do you go? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. What do you think, Chrissy?
You know, if I were actually doing the PR for this movie, I would insert a bathroom break, because isn't like a 3-hour, 45-minute movie some insanely long movie? Like, be the first movie that allows moviegoers to take a bathroom break. That would be like great PR. Instead of saying something stupid like this, I think there are many other ways to go about it. If that's, you know.
Yeah, bring back the intermission. Right?
I liked the intermission. Get some
nice little
refreshments.
Yeah.
And does this virtue signaling, though, appeal to people? Do you think people will read this in the Hollywood Reporter and say, yeah, I'm going to go see it because of him sort of falling on the sword and saying, I once was this person and I'm not? It's kind of like admitting you were an addict. I mean, do you think that there's someone out there who's saying, wow, I'm going to go see this movie because of his comments?
No, absolutely not. In fact, we always see it go the other way. We've seen Disney time and time again just fall on the sword. They just had their movie. It wasn't Stranger Things, Strange World, is that what it's called?
Yes.
That just was an absolute flop in the box office because it went woke. Every time you go woke, you go broke. It's time and time again. I don't understand why Hollywood elitists don't understand that, but it's simply because of what I just said. They're Hollywood elitists. They live in a bubble, and look at him. He's in a little circle. He's in his little bubble right now. You know, he doesn't understand, doesn't get it, and this is the result of it.